Yo, 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 what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man Melvin Taylor, and you are tuned in to The Alternative with Melvin Taylor, right here on WHCR 90.3 FM New York, the voice of Harlem. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. Greatly appreciate y'all. So glad to be back here with y'all for another week. And I know I say this every single week. It's been a crazy week, but can we just talk real quick about some of the things that have happened this past week? Just to kind of scroll back through everything. Let's start at the top, because I kept a running list this past week for things that happened, and let's just go ahead and hop into it. So number one, Vic Mensa and the diss that he had towards XXXTentacion, rest in peace to him. So a lot of you guys know how I feel about XXXTentacion, and I said, man, it's just very unfortunate, and it kind of sucks to a sense that I'm only going to remember him for the things that he did that were in a negative fashion, because I never really listened to his music like that, and there hadn't been enough turnaround for me to be able to make that turn towards his music to really give it a chance. I'm hoping that in due time, as I grow and mature, someone will be able to give it to him and say, hey, you know what, I'll check out some of your stuff. I did hear one of the songs that he had with Joey, and that song was really dope, so I know that the kid was really talented. But when you look into his past and you find out a lot of those things, that just kind of stopped me from really listening to any of the music that he had released and that he had put out there. Now, I say all this because at I believe it was the BET Hip Hop Awards, you know, they always have the Cypher freestyles, and Vic Mensa had some choice words for him during the actual Cypher. Now, we don't know everything that was said in the entirety. We only have heard tidbits and small pieces through people's tweets and some of their social media posts, but we do know a lot of XXXTentacion's people were very upset about it, and his mother happened to be in attendance to accept the Best New Artist award for him. Now, Vic for sure apologized to XX's mother and said, hey, I didn't mean to direct any ill will towards you. However, I will not let up on what I said about your son. And that made a lot of people that are very cool with X very, very upset. Now, I believe that the Hip Hop Awards is going to be sometime this month. So we'll definitely know by the end of this show or by next show what exactly was said. But man, when I tell you, it lit my timeline, like my timeline was on fire talking about it. I'm trying to see right now if I can actually pull up what it is that I have and what exactly it is that he said. I don't believe I'm gonna be able to find it for y'all though, and it's really making me upset. No, it ain't there. It ain't there. They didn't took all of them down. All right, well, I'm gonna find it at some point. I'm gonna make sure to put it out, and I'm talking about it in a different fashion as well, just so that way y'all can have it. But it's a lot of people brought up how hypocritical it was of Vic due to the domestic violence stuff that he has out against him and that he even openly admitted to. And at this point in time, I think it's just a classic case of people were mad at the messenger more so than the message, because I'm sure a lot of people understand why people feel indifferent and feel ways about X's past. However, it coming from Vic Mensa on the day that they were kind of giving his mother something that he had worked for, just made it kind of a bad situation overall for most folks, and it divided a lot of people. So I'm really interested in seeing what some of y'all think about what happened, and if you have anything to say, man, please definitely let me know. You know, if you're listening to this on through air, tweet the show, let us know at The Alt with Mel, or if you're listening back on YouTube or Mixcloud somewhere, please put it down in the comments and let me know, hey, what do you guys think about the entire situation? Is it something that that really moved you? Did you happen to pick a side? Had you made up your mind already about XXXTentacion and everything that he's done, or are you kind of saying, you know what, man, I think I might be able to give this a chance and overlook some of the things that's happened, which, while I don't blame you, I do think that it's just a little too early for me to be able to do so, because it's still so fresh in my mind, some of the things that did occur. So that was what happened on that aspect, of things. Something else that went, real quick, I do want to holler at this real quick. Did y'all know that Quincy Jones was from Chicago? I had the chance to check out some of the Quincy Jones documentary that's on Netflix that his daughter Rashida Jones from Parks and Rec, most famously from Parks and Rec, was able to do. Yo, like, I knew he was incredible, don't get me wrong. Like, of course everybody knows the Thriller story, but hearing his upbringing and hearing how he really got into music, y'all need Donald Glover to quit playing and go ahead and play him in the movie. Like, hey, Don, homie, Gambino, bro, I don't know what's up. I don't know what you got going on. I know you canceled a couple tour dates because you weren't feeling all too good. So please get well soon. And everybody that's going to see that tour, has seen that tour, definitely let me know what you think about it, because that show was amazing, man. I got to see it here at in New York at MSG. It was amazing. But yo, Don, you definitely need to play this man in the movie, because I've already started thinking up a concepts of how amazing it could be. Oh my goodness. That man's just legacy and career. He touched and discovered so many people. Aside from making Off the Wall and Thriller with Michael Jackson, a lot of y'all probably don't know that he also discovered Oprah. Not to mention he's the one that made Will Smith perform in front of a bunch of studio execs and wrote out the full script and made those execs stay until the contracts were signed before they left. He gave them both careers. They wouldn't be who they are without this man. Why Chicago? Hey, home city, we need to have a Quincy Jones Day if we don't have one. We really do, because it just blew my mind that there was so much going on with him that I had no clue about, and I'm excited to learn more about him as I go on, because now I've just been kind of going through the list of music that he's played. I haven't been able to get Give Up the Night. Oh my God, I played that song every day at least 4 times since I watched it last week. Amazing, man. If any of y'all have seen the documentary, definitely let me know what you think about it, because I might have to just watch that a couple more times just to be able to have some more fun with it, man, because it's just amazing learning about our history like that, because a lot of us don't know it, and to be able to learn it and to know it and see it materialize into things and believe in it, truly outstanding. A couple other things. One, somebody tell Tevin Campbell to chill, bro. Now, if y'all heard my Wale reaction for the EP, free lunch EP that he put out, y'all know he sampled a Tevin Campbell song on there. But Tevin Campbell this week was saying, he was tweeting, some artists are just un-F-wittable. The Beatles are on that list. I like Migos. Stop comparing them to the Beatles. It's just dumb. That was his tweet that he stated out. I think Tevin Campbell might be hitting that stage of, hey, bro, you need somebody a little bit younger around you to tell you, bro, we just having fun. Anybody that legit believes that Migos are better than the Beatles is just joking with you. And if they aren't joking with you, then they need to be checked out. But on a serious note, man, we just have fun. We have fun saying it. We never really, you rarely get groups like this that our generation like really embraces like that in today's sense, that stay this high for this long. So let us have fun with it, man. Let us have fun with it. What other groups do we really have out here that's killing it like that? We don't have none. So we just out here voicing our opinions and having fun with it. So Tevin, please, brother, please, come on now. We ain't trying to do nothing to spite you. We ain't trying to do nothing to spite history or nobody like that. We just having fun with it, man. And that's all I need y'all to do. Okay? Just tell Tevin Campbell, chill up. Another note that I have for y'all real quick. I also got this full video on my YouTube page, which I would implore you guys to check out. The Rock is going to be playing John Henry in a movie. Now, a lot of folks may not know that John Henry is the black mythological figure who ended up beating the steam engine in a race and ended up saving a town, their jobs back in the railroad days. And a lot of people were upset that The Rock is going to be playing this role because the Rock, in some people's eyes, isn't black enough. And they're also saying that he isn't dark skinned and the role calls for a dark skinned person, or at least the story, the legend has it as a dark skinned person. And I gave my full personal thoughts on my YouTube page, so again, please check that out. But just to give y'all some quick hits here, I think that it's weird that we kind of doing this, because one, I don't even believe this movie would have been made without him. Two, this is going to bring a different type of audience to it. Three, obviously it's going to be a different iteration, because I think this might be like a jump off point for more things to be able to happen. And four, The Rock put in his IG post that his dad used to sing him the song about John Henry every night before he go to bed. If I'm paraphrasing correctly, he said that, you know, other kids would get fairy tales or whatnot, but I got the story of John Henry going to sleep. What do I look like telling another black man, no, you can't play this role? Especially when he's in a position to be able to do the things that he can do. That makes no sense to me. And I understand that some people may take issue with that, but it is what it is, man. Sure, y'all can say, oh, we could have had a stronger actor. Great. Not as many people may have checked it out if The Rock wasn't playing it. Like, you get to watch this movie or this series that we're going to get with The Rock on Netflix, and everybody's going to watch it immediately. It's going to bring so much fanfare to the mythology already. So if somebody wants to do a full discourse on the movie, without a doubt, come on and bring up your story. Because I even said in my video, I was hoping to get to the point in my career where I could have played him. And if that would have happened, people would have been mad at me because I'm too light to play him. Because he's supposed to be a dark-skinned dude. But I love that story. So I would have done it. So I understand what The Rock is doing. And to people that are like, nah, he's too light, or, you know, this, that. Look, Rock get pulled over. What happened? He black, bruh. Same thing. When Tiger Woods got pulled over, what did they list him as? Black. And I think that, you know, some folks out there are kind of upset that The Rock, they said that he was shunning his blackness and he's never really talked about it. And I was looking like, have y'all ever even watched any Rock interviews? I've watched a bunch of them. He's always talked about his race. He's always openly talked about his father and his upbringing and how he was treated differently because of it, especially back on the islands. So I don't know where people are getting some of this stuff, but I would love to hear what y'all thoughts are on the matter and see what exactly y'all think. I think it's cool and I'm 100% here for it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Day that trailer dropped, I'm gonna shed some tears because that story was like so powerful to me that we had like black mythical figures to even look up to like that, or legends to look up to like that. And now I get the biggest star in the game to do it. That's like LeBron coming to play for your favorite team. What up, Lakers? Come on now, bro. It don't happen. It don't happen. And you got to be there for the ride. So I'm here for it. 100%. 100%. A couple other things. My man Jimmy Butler. Hey, if any of y'all got any Jimmy Butler jerseys out there, please pass them on over to me. Send them to WHCR because I would absolutely love to have your jersey. Because Jimmy Butler, one of the reasons why he's my favorite, one of my favorite players, he reminds me a lot of Kobe, especially after this past week. He worked hard for everything he got. He ain't taking no bull from nobody. And if any of y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Jimmy Butler wants to be traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves. We talking basketball real quick. He wants to be traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they're not willing to grant his trade or honor that. So when he went to practice, he took all the third string guys, all the guys that are barely on the squad, and beat the starters. And was yelling at them too. He was yelling at them, calling them names, calling the coach names, calling the front office staff names, all of that, while dominating on the court. Now, I understand in the typical work environment, it's not nice. It's very rude. Something you shouldn't do. But on the basketball court, hey, Jimmy, I'm here for it, bro. 100%. You need to go in there. You need to show them what they missing, who they are. Repeatedly, the word on the street or what was being tweeted was that Jimmy was yelling at them like, you can't blank win without me. You need me to blank win. By blank, I mean F, and y'all can fill it in. But still, like, yo, I love that competitive nature out of folks. That drives me to no end, man. I love that type of stuff. Absolutely love it, bro. So I'm just, whoo-wee. Whoo. A1. Shout out to you, Jimmy Butler. And if anybody got a Jimmy Butler jersey that you want to get rid of, man, send it to the station, because I will gladly hold on to that for sure. Next thing I want to talk about is it kind of blends into into two things. You know, before I even get to that, I did put out the Wale free lunch EP, so definitely make sure to check that out on my YouTube page. And I also put out the Usher and Zaytoven A album on my YouTube page. I'm gonna save my thoughts on that for y'all to go check that out. Just know that I'm definitely feeling the Wale EP a lot more than I'm feeling this latest Usher album. And if you want to know why, go ahead to my YouTube page and you'll find out for sure. Okay. I guess last thing that I kind of want to talk about, and both of these points tie into one another. Can we all just, like, moment of silence? because we're officially done with Kanye West. And I don't have the time, I don't have the wherewithal, I don't have the energy to continue to put that into everything that he has going on right now, y'all. It's literally driving me to wit's end that somebody that I looked up to so much, somebody that I idolized for being so bold to go after things. I was having this conversation with a coach slash teacher slash director of mine the other day, and saying that it just sucks that some of the same things that we idolized him for are now some of the same things that we hate him for the most, because now he's just not on our side on this part of the conversation. And I'm sure all of y'all has seen him be at the White House and just wild out completely. Talk about how the Make America Great Again hat is his Superman cape. I can't do it. I can't do it. He, in my opinion, wants to be so opposite of what Jay-Z did in the White House when President Barack Obama was there. Because he was cool with them, he wants to now be this way with Trump. And what I believe that Kanye is failing to see is that they're just eating us up. It's the classic case of, remember when Dave Chappelle said he left the show because he felt that people weren't laughing with him but at him? Kanye, they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. And yeah, they gonna big you up and talk all this good stuff about you, but behind them closed doors, Kanye, we all know how they feel about you, bro. We all know how they feel about you. So the fact that you're out here just doing this and just making a fool out of yourself really breaks my heart, man. Because I'm somebody that I listen to Last Call almost every day before you had those slavery comments, man. Your graduation album, like, I was gonna graduate college, but during my rough times, throwing some Kanye West and it would get me through anything, any and everything, man. I fully believed in everything that you wanted. But this ain't you, bruh. This ain't you. And I don't know what happened. I don't know where the slip happened along the way. It possibly could be because your mother passed. And if that's the case, man, please truly go get some help for it. But I don't know, man. I'm just it's just wild, dog. It's got to the point where a bunch of Chicagoans that I know, like, nah, bro, I don't know him. He can't claim this city no more. I kind of feel the same way. It's like everything that he's doing, even going back to Chicago, for me feels more like a PR stunt rather than him actually being back to help improve things and help change things. I'm not saying that, you know, everybody needs to think differently than that and everybody needs to be a Democrat. No way, shape, or form. I understand that, black Republicans. Cool. But those black Republicans got sense and they even know that you wilding out, bro. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But he did shout out Free Larry Hoover. So I'll let y'all hold that one. I know a bunch of people in Chicago was happy about that. And he also did have some stuff to say about, you know, we should definitely end stop and frisk, which is something that we should do. However, it's like you get one shining light or when you find one gold piece in a desert full of sand. Is it really worth going to find another one? I don't know. In my opinion, no. Let me just leave, go pick up elsewhere, and I can find something else to do, man. But dog, it just really hurt me to see that for sure. Last thing that I want to talk to y'all about too, man, is that just following suit in the Kanye news talk. Drake and Kanye. Have y'all seen The Shop on HBO by LeBron James? If y'all haven't, y'all truly missing out on like amazing television. Amazing television, because LeBron, due to his stature, due to the effect that he has on people and the ability to make people be so comfortable around him, is creating some of the best TV we've seen so far, because he can have people be completely vulnerable, because he's being completely vulnerable, and because he is who he is and is able to be vulnerable, it causes other people to open up. Why am I bringing this up? Because Drake was on LeBron's latest episode of his TV show called The Shop on HBO. Now, The Shop is like in a casual barbershop setting, but obviously the barbershop is in the studio so that way they can record it, and it's a little bit different. Like, you know, they drinking big goblets of wine, but I understand, bro. Like, hey, y'all millionaires, y'all billionaires, y'all can do things differently. And they had Drake on this episode, and Drake was open, honest, and candid about the whole situation that happened with Kanye and what his thought process was going through the entire beef that he had with Pusha. For y'all that don't know, he's basically saying that, you know, Kanye was on his Quincy Jones thing. Yo, I want to produce for everybody, but Drake, you got to let me know when you drop. And Drake told him that it happened to be the middle of June. And Kanye gave Drake Lift Yourself. Drake wrote to it and whatnot, and was going to come back to help write some more. But Kanye was like, yo, come to Wyoming, come and help out. And he was like, okay, this feels kind of weird, but all right, cool. Drake sends 40 out beforehand because that's the producer. All right, get stuff together so that way when I get there, we can get to work. And 40 said, yo, it feels different. Feels like he's working on an album. And Drake said, no, he told me he wasn't going to drop till October, November sometime. 40 was like, nah, something don't feel right. So Drake got there and it confirmed his suspicions that, yo, things did not feel right. It felt like he was working on an album. Nonetheless, Drake came in, wrote, did everything he's supposed to do, then bounced. Next thing you know, Drake finds out that Kanye's entire Good Music camp is all dropping albums around Drake's date, and they taking subtle jabs at Drake. And then on the first album that he produced, Pusha T makes the comments about Drake on the Infrared song. Now, I know a lot of folks are like, Melvin, why does that even matter? Like, it's between Pusha and Drake, not Drake and Kanye. Here's the thing. When Drake came back with the diss at Pusha T, the reason why Pusha T was able to come back again and use the Adonis stuff, Drake's son, Drake's son, was because back in Wyoming, Drake played the March 14th song from Scorpion for Kanye, told Kanye about the drama that he had with his child's mother, and showed him a picture of his son. Kanye was the only person in that camp that had all that information. So then even going from that, you know, they was going back and forth in the beef, and Drake said in the show that when Pusha T made the line about 40 is when Drake wanted to say, all right, man, like, yo, I don't want to rap no more. I want to get like for real about this. In my opinion, that meant Drake wanted to get physically violent. That's when I think Jay Prince stepped in and said the whole, yo, we not getting in the pig pen with them. We ain't finna mess up everything you got going on. No, slide that. We done with this. Dead it. That's when Jay Prince, in my opinion, made the call and was like, yo, this is over with. Because he knew what was going on. Now, Drake did say he recorded the diss, but I doubt we'll get to hear. I know if I was his homie like LeBron, hey, bro, let me hear that. We kicking everybody out the studio. Let me hear that real quick. But, man, that whole thing just kind of made me feel even more weird that I'm like, yo, Kanye has really been tripping for a long time. Now it makes me look back at everybody over the years who've been like, yo, Kanye's tripping. Yo, he's like really wilding out. And I'm like, yeah, this kind of confirms a lot of the suspicions that I had about him beforehand. Like it really makes me look at all those tweets that people would say before and be like, oh no, like Kanye's wilding out. Like he's such a terrible person. I was like, man, no, he ain't just tripping. Now, especially after all that stuff that Drake said on LeBron's show, I'm like, oh nah, man, he been tripping for a long time, and we just now are being able to see it. So it's kind of unfortunate that it's happening this way, but at the same token, I guess it just is what it is at this point in time. You know, real character is being revealed, and now you just kind of say, man, look, it was a nice setup that you had for a long time, but now we see you for who you are, type thing. I hope you do get your meds and whatnot and get back on the right path. But right now, brother, I cannot go down this path with you. But I will say, out of that conversation, Drake said after that is when he wrote Mob Ties and In My Feelings and 8 out of 10 and Nonstop. And if that's the case, yo, Kanye, thank you so much, because Mob Ties is definitely my favorite joint on that album. So thank you for making Drake that upset that he ended up giving all of us that quality music on there. Now, in terms of like, you know, who's in the right or who's in the wrong with the whole disses going back and forth, I've been very clear in saying that Drake shouldn't have mentioned Pusha T's fiance, because that's probably what ended up setting it off. However, I completely understand him wanting to take it to that level after Pusha T said the things that he wanted to say. And one of the things that was really cool that also people was kind of talking about that felt real weird for me, people were saying that, oh my goodness, it's disgusting how much Drake was like stuttering and stammering in front of LeBron, because LeBron was asking Drake, yo, what did I tell you when you hit me with the text that said that you wasn't gonna respond to the Pusha diss? Drake was kind of stammering when he was reciting what LeBron told him, but he said that you know, no matter what, I can't let you down, you know, because you're like a brother to me, like I love you, like everything's cool, like don't worry about it. And people are like, oh my goodness, this is how you talk to your father, not how you talk to a friend. And I'm like, I agree with another tweet that I saw earlier, and people were like, yo, do y'all not have older brothers? Do y'all not have like people that are like that you look up to or that you talk to that's not necessarily in your family, or like, you know, big homies that try and tell you about a situation and it don't work out, and then when y'all talk about it later, it's like, hey man, you know what I tell you? All right then, cool, it is what it is. It ain't no like authoritarian what I tell you. It's just, hey homie, like I let you know beforehand, it's cool, you bumped your head, but move on. Like we still alive, we still breathing, everything cool. You know, I found that weird that a lot of people had something ill to say about that, but it is what it is, man. Anyway, that's been some of this past week, for me at least, man. If there's anything that I missed this past week that y'all saw me tweeting about or posting about on IG or Twitter, man, y'all definitely hit me up and let me know, so that way I can talk about it some more on the show or on my YouTube page. All right, remember, you are tuned in to WHCR 90.3 FM New York. This is the voice of Harlem. Thank y'all so much for listening to the show, and right now we're gonna get back to some music.